usual, as I got so much stuff to do, sorting out storages and all that kind of stuff. And so I went over to the Dollar General and 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 got some paper towels. And on my way out, I, I saw this guy struggling with his truck uh, parked probably about 50 foot from my car. And I was trying to figure out if he couldn't get the bonnet open. And he was really having a hard time of it. He had a quart of oil sitting there, so obviously it really needed oil. And, a lot of people are just not car savvy. Maybe he just didn't know how to open it. Maybe it was stuck. In Florida, everything rusts because of the salt in the air. And so maybe, he hasn't lubricated the stuff on it and all that. And it just, rusted shut. And it happens. Really, it does. Um, so anyway, I have to lubricate my car like 2 times a year, all around, doors, everything, because it rusts. So I walked over and tried to help him while he was pulling the cable because maybe the cables broke loose. That happens too. And it just was hanging up. It was, partial open. It was hanging up. And I said, man, it's that latch. And I said, look, I said, uh, let's try some WD-40. And I said, hold on a second. He's like, I don't have any. I said, I do. And so I ran over to my car and thank God I didn't put it back in the storage. And I was using it on a window and um, I put it in the floor because I need to put it back in the storage. I don't like to carry a lot of chemicals in the car. And so thank God it was laying in the floor. And I grabbed it, ran over there, and he said, you may be right. It might be that latch. I said, yeah, I'm thinking it might be. So let me see if I can reach it. And so I had the new WD-40 that has the tube included on it. It's the greatest invention on the face of this earth. Remember when they had the little tubes? You got to put it in a thing. You squirt it all over yourself, and you lose the tube and all that stuff. But this has the built-in tube. You get it at Walmart. And it is the most convenient thing because it locks down and it doesn't leak and doesn't spray when it's not supposed to. It's really a neat thing. And so I lift that tube up, get up under there and look through the grill. I know where the latch is going to be. So he says, just go ahead and shoot it in there if you anywhere close to it. He said, you're probably right. And so shot a little bit in there and we got it open. Sure as heck it was the latch. Latch was rusted to death. The spring, everything. And I said, well, hold on here. I said, so I sprayed down that latch real good. We had a little bit leaked on the condenser, which is not a big problem because that's just for your heat and air and it's not going to hurt it. And so sprayed the latch down real good on both ends just to make sure. And then I went and I told him, I said, let me go ahead and do your hinges real quick um, to make sure that's not binding also. And so I sprayed down his hinges and he says, wow, thank you so much. I said, it's not a problem, man. I said, I'm glad you got it open. And then I looked at the battery and it's sitting about sideways. It's about 30 degrees off, getting ready to drop into the fan as it's got no case to hold it in. And I said, better fix that battery. I said, it's because it'll short out on that bonnet. He had no liner in the bonnet. And it reminded me of when my Camaro caught on fire from that years ago, my 77 Camaro. And I had to rewire the whole damn thing. That's another story for another time. But anyway, I said, make sure to try to get that battery back up there straight. One, so it doesn't leak. One, and next, so it'll charge right. And two, it'll hit that bonnet and set the car on fire. And he said, really? And I said, yeah. And, because a lot of people don't know these things. Like I say, a lot of people just are not, mechanic savvy. I was engaged to a CPA for several years and he never even checked his oil. He just bought a new car, and then he would take it down and service it, like the book says, that they would give him with coupons and all that at the dealership for the oil changes, everything. He would never check the fluids or anything. I'm like, oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine that because I check mine like every week. But people like that, they don't know, and a lot of people don't care to know. Um, but yeah. So anyway, it felt great. Made that guy's day. He was very grateful. I said it's not a problem. I saw him struggling. It's a hard time of the year. Stress is up. A pandemic still running ragged, and people are mean. And it doesn't take but a few minutes of your time to do something kind for a stranger. It feels great. I do it all the time, but don't let anybody struggle. If it's something you might be able to fix, it takes nothing out of your time of day, and it's not for money. It's just to be kind. 100 days of kindness. Try it. I dare you. I love you. You have a really great, wonderful, and a very blessed day and profitable day. And make every minute count. You don't know what tomorrow has to bring. And life is very, very short. It just is. It passes by you very quickly. So it seems like yesterday when I was 12 years old. You know, it's amazing. So do something kind for a stranger. Love everybody. And I'll see you guys on the next one. I promise.